pick. Not an actual, but, you know, a shaved I decided to bring this out. I was going to pray. I was going to pray to my Jackson, King V, but I'm playing the same two guitars because those are the two I like. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12 guitars, 12 to 15 guitars here, which is a lot of guitars. And need storage space because it's just me and the old man, and we're trying to clean stuff out. He's like, "Where's all the space in the other storage room?" I go, "You mean my old bedroom? Isn't that mine for life?" "No, it was your mother's." "Oh, yeah, that's right." So stupid. I go, "I just figured I'd kind of take over a quarter of it." It was not for damn guitars. He's from West Virginia. He doesn't talk like that at all. He talks very Californian because they came out here when he was like 10. Yes, 10, because he was baptized when he was 8 in West Virginia by a guy named Brother Walcott, Elder Walcott, missionary. And then when they moved out here, guess who the next door neighbor was? Elder Walcott. And then when they moved again, when my parents got married, because they dropped out of high school, got married, moved over to Palm, guess who lived over on the next street? Walcott. So then we moved again over to this house. This is where my dad has stayed since 1972, one of those. Guess who moved into a giant house on the next street where we could actually see? And my mom and sister Walcott, I can't remember their first names. Like it was impolite. Kids didn't call, adults by their first name. It was brother or sister Walcott. I never called them Mr. or Mrs. It was brother and sister. And Sister Walcott was my Cub Scout leader, her den mother. And I got into fights all the time. So she would take me around back of the house and whap, 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 spank me like 10 times. And I'm like, that's nothing compared to my dad. And I'm like, okay, I wouldn't fight again. And then, a couple days later, I'm beating the hell out of some other kid. Never got thrown out. I didn't get thrown out of anything until I was 16. And there was a thing called seminary where the kids were supposed to get up at 5:30 in the morning, get dressed, eat their breakfast, get up to church by 6, and then try to study the Bible and the Book of Mormon, because of Mormons, for an hour, 6 to 7, 7:30, hour and a half, and then come home, do what you got to do, and get to school. Now, actually, unfortunately, truth, everybody that did it and did it faithfully are living pretty good lives, if they're alive. But they're all, like the ones that are my age, still married to the same person, have pretty good families, have decent jobs, because their parents pushed them. My dad just said, just graduate high school, please. Because he didn't. To him, that was a big thing. So I did. On stage, which was a bigger thing to him. Then my mom said, please go to college. And I'm like, whoa, rock star. So I didn't do the college thing until I was 30, when I stopped playing. Why am I telling you this? I don't know. So I'm trying to look for my old MP3 players in my old room, and this fell out, and I don't know why it's even around here, because it should be in storage, packed away. Well, my first wife packed it in this, and then each one in these things, and then wrapped them in another plastic thing, taped it, and then put them in a trash bag, I don't know why, and labeled it, and put them all in boxes. They're out in the garage, so they're probably destroyed. That's the Blizzard Tour and the Diary Tour. And they came out with, like, a bunch of different programs depending on which part of the tour you're seeing. So this is like, I'm sure somebody will correct me, the one that they were selling, like, it was the beginning of Blizzard, like very beginning. Because there's another one, I have another one that has totally different pictures, because I drew one, and it's not in here. This has got very little. So this is the one that they rushed out, like, you know, at the end of 81. So that's, I don't know. You guys probably have bought all these for like thousands of dollars or hundreds or whatever. I paid like $2, I think. Something crazy, $2 or $3. But yeah, Ozzy Osbourne World Tour, because it was going to be the World Tour, the first World Tour. Randy was friggin', he was pissed. He wasn't happy with a lot of things, but he was very excited about doing that. Because he figured once he went on a world tour with a major act. But see, he would have done more. He would have come back. He would have been into hard rock, metal. Who knows? He liked metal. He didn't know he liked metal until he had to start playing it. Like reworking the Sabbath songs. He liked faster, heavier stuff. You can say, but hey, I read an interview. I knew him. I talked to him. Were you at the friggin' rehearsal down in San Bernardino? I won't say where, because you need to tell me where they rehearsed for the Blizzard, with the whole stage and everything. And Ozzy made his appearance twice, out of like I think they had the place for a month, and they were, you know, because they had two sets. They had the big set and then the smaller set, depending on the venue. And they were trying them both out, lights, sound, everything. Randy would come down there about every day because he was excited, and so would Rudy and Tommy most of the time. And so they would get up there and play. So the audio people loved it. Everybody liked it, unless they needed silence for some reason, but they didn't back then. That was, you know, this now is all this bullshit where everybody's got ear things in. I've only played that way twice, and I didn't like it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm popping this out and listening to the friggin' monitor, which sucked because they weren't. Anyway, so this is it. And there's right off the bat, there you go. You think, oh, wow, that's pretty cool. But who cares about Ozzy? But he's the guy. So it gives a long BS thing about, you know, Ozzy and how he discovered the next guitar. What does it say? I haven't really. Oh, I took a long time. It took a long time before I found the right musicians to play with me. Randy Rhoads, Rudy Sarzo, Tommy Aldridge. So it took a long time for him to find his band. It took him 2 seconds to find. Tommy was made to play in that band because he was on Jet Records. Don Arden, who was the manager, said, "You're now in Ozzy's band." He goes, "I'm in Black Oak, Arkansas." He goes, "No, you're in Ozzy Osbourne." He goes, "Okay. How much do I get paid?" "What? Really? I'm in." So anybody saying that Randy wasn't getting paid a lot, today's standards, he was getting paid nothing. But for 1981, 82, he was getting paid a lot. I'm not going to say how much. I know exactly how much he got a week. Do you? No, because none of you knew him. Some of you maybe, but I'm just tired of this. Certain people, I post a picture. I just posted the picture. I didn't even realize there was writing on it. And it said, the green, you know, the one up north, which I was at in 81. Me and my 3 friends, we got his sister's boyfriend to drive us up. Who she ended up marrying? Arnie. Great guy. He's dead. But he drove us all the way up to Day on the Green. That's it. And it was hot. It sucked. And then they came on and we're like, holy shit, these guys are killing everything. It was amazing. Randy was just friggin'. I didn't even know he ripped his pants. I think that's the day he ripped his pants. Nobody on here actually checks me. It's on Facebook that they check me. The truther cultist. I'm kind of getting upset with them again. Not with you, Dave, because you're cool and we're cool. Dave, right. Okay, thank you, and yeah, so he doesn't really say anything. It's just a bunch of horse shit. I am Ozzy Osbourne, because he's going into this, well, he's a friggin' raging drunken idiot, and we need to cover his potbelly up, and give him a haircut, so they gave him the same haircut as Randy, layers. But Randy knew how to style this. See, this is the very first one, because I remember when I went back to see him, but the very first time, I went to the Cow Palace, then we went to the one down here, which I think was a sports arena on New Year's Eve. Pretty sure. Yes. It's either that or Long Beach, I don't know, because we took the 710, flew up, came up here at like 130, 40 in my friend's Camaro, and we got to the Troubadour in time to see Motley Crue do their, because we're like, we don't need to go backstage and see Randy because it's going to take forever. And it took, I think he just took off, so it didn't matter anyways. And I saw him the next day. Dang. Okay, so there's just, Ozzy being drunk and another picture. I don't really care about Ozzy. Sorry. There's some cool pictures, but, everybody's seen these, and, like, one of them is a poster I've got that they were selling. This one? Oh, no, it was another. But these are two cool pictures, but everybody's seen these. And then this. Everybody saw that. Everybody's seen that. That was like one of the first pictures they took as a band, because they go, we need a picture for the friggin' second album if you're going to convince everybody that this is the band. Go sit on the stairs. I think this was taken at Sharon's dad's house. Correct me. Rudy. Pretty good that he got like one giant picture of him, but hey, for a guy that had to stand in a little square, and if he went outside the square, he got fined money. Money was taken out of his paycheck, made him stay in there. Two pictures of Tommy Aldridge. Great drummer, great live drummer. Horrible studio musician. His tempo is non-existent. And there's another picture they took at Disneyland. I don't know why they decided Disneyland for Diary of a Madman. Really? Yeah. And here it gives, so Randy Rhoads is without a doubt the best new guitarist you will ever see and hear. And he's got the credentials. He was voted best new guitarist by the Influential Guitar Player magazine. And okay, so this is the first one, but he'd gotten that already, so when did they give him that? Before they played the Cow Palace, right? So this was pushed out. This was pushed out like really quick, because I bought it like not long after the first show, I think. A long time ago, man. I wasn't drinking or anything. I was too young. I was still fairly smart. This is what I like. Randy Rhoads equipment. So you'll like this. And they spell his name wrong. Rhodes. 6 Marshall cabinets. 3 Marshall 100-watt amps. Yamaha analog delay. Roland Space Echo. Custom pedal board consisting of Crybaby wah-wah pedal, MXR distortion, really, MXR flanger, MXR stereo chorus, and MXR graphic equalizer. And others. Gibson SG guitar. He sold that thing a million years ago. I think they just put it in there to make it look like he had a lot of guitars. Jackson custom guitar, custom Flying V guitar, Gibson Les Paul guitar, Gibson Les Paul custom guitar. I don't think he bought the Black Beauty, and I don't know where they're like, just make it up, because he's the first. And then the rest are just like Rudy Sarzo, he plays out of some amps. It's 4 Ampeg cabinets, 4 Ampeg speakers, Casco custom speaker cabinets. Why they said that, I have no idea. 3 Schaefer Vega diversified system. Wow, I've heard that one. Fender Precision, Music Man bass, and Olympic bass. Wow. This is stuff like nobody even mentions. Tommy Aldridge. 2 Sonar bass drums. Okay. Whatever, who cares? And then keyboards. It doesn't even give the keyboards, who it was, who's playing keyboards, nothing. Anywhere. It just says keyboards. Yamaha CP70, the electronic grand piano, mini mood, synthesizer, Roland RS09, chord, synth, chord, echo, ARP, minus noise, mixer, 2 Leslie speaker cab, 3 Leslie preamp. But it doesn't mention who's playing, who's on. And then the last, whee! This is the last you'll see of me in this idiot, Elvis ripoff suit. I figured you guys would want to see that than me telling, I gotta go. So what do you want to hear?